Do you eat, sleep, dream about anything related to eye care?
So do we. This is See What We See with Lauren and Martin. My name's Lauren Cashin.
And I'm Martin LeBeau. We want to share anything that's cool about eye care.
We want you to see what we see. So sit back and enjoy.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new podcast of See What We See with Lauren and Martin. Hi, Lauren. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. At this time of the year, it's the end of the year is close, and
oh yeah, and what are you thinking?
Much better 2022.
Yeah, well, I hope what you're saying comes true. I'm very optimistic, even though we're in a bit of a weird zone right now, but let's just hope.
That's right. That's right. Well, today we have an exciting podcast. We get to talk to one of our good friends and one of the good friends of the OOA as well. We're going to talk to the Optical Group. The Optical Group is a buying group that looks after its members, independents, and everything else. But Lauren, how about you talk about the Optical Group a little bit more?
Yeah, well, again, like you said, it's a buying group, and a lot of people don't even know. They hear buying group and they shut down a little bit. They don't realize that an independent is still independent if they belong to a buying group. And I think having Ruth here today is going to really enlighten everybody as to the role a buying group can play within your business.
Well, I guess our mystery guest name is out of the bag now. So how about you introduce our guest for today, Lauren?
So I'd like to introduce Ruth Priebe from the Optical Group. Hi, Ruth. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Well, thanks for coming out today. And we've been looking forward to speaking with you. So, Ruth, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your role at the Optical Group?
For sure. I'm the Director of Operations at the Optical Group. I have been here since 2008, and really I oversee all the operations. So the billing, I like to work closely with both the members and the vendors and all our associations here in Canada.
Oh, busy lady. Ruth, how did you get into this?
I changed careers, I guess, back in 2008. I went back to school. I'm educated in accounting, and I was looking for a role where I could utilize that. But once I got in this industry, I just realized how exciting it was and how much more I could do. And my role at the Optical Group grew from there.
Oh, that's cool. So, Ruth, I've been around the industry a long time, and since the previous century, and so has the Optical Group. So can you tell us a little about the history of the Optical Group?
Yes, absolutely. The Optical Group was founded about 33 years ago in 1988 by Grant Osborne. And it really had the simple purpose to support independent eye care professionals across Canada with consolidated billing services. We've certainly grown since then. We have about 600 members across Canada, opticians and optometrists. And really, we're here to serve and support all the eye care professionals in Canada. Our members enjoy great discounts, programs, promotions, rebates. And I think, we're known for the industry leading customer care and service that we try to provide to all our membership as well.
Cool.
I totally agree with that. I mean, I'm one of your customers, and you guys have been awesome all along. Always been looked after very, very well. And I know a lot of our fellow opticians feel the same way. Now, Ruth, you guys do so much more than that from where I stand. You guys have been a great sponsor, a great friend to associations. What made you get into helping associations and being such a great person for our industry?
Well, thank you for the kind comments, firstly. We try to be more than a group. We're trying to be supporters or partners, if you will, not just with our members, but with the whole industry as well. Because if we help this industry, we all grow together. As I said before, our members are independent business owners, both optometrists and opticians that operate their own business. And I guess we're really just trying to support the industry.
So Ruth, we know the Optical Group loves to give back to the industry and that. So can you tell us a little bit about how you give back? I know that from an association standpoint, we're thrilled how you support the actual profession. So can you tell us about some of the other things you do as far as giving back?
Oh, absolutely. We do believe in giving back and supporting our industry, and we're always trying to come up with different ways that we can do this, different and unique ways. One way is our business enrichment grant that we started in 2018. It kind of strengthens that commitment that we have for this continued support. It's a 3-year business enrichment grant for one independent optician and one student in their employ. And this grant covers the 4-semester eyeglass program, the 2-semester contact lens program, and the associated fees, tuitions, textbooks for one of these students employed by this optician. So we offered this in 2018. We actually offered 2 in 2019, and we did it again in 2021. And this is certainly something we're going to continue to do.
That's really good that you're supporting the future of our profession. I noticed that because we're very Ontario centric here, and we know that you support the local colleges, but you're right across Canada. So do you support the other teaching colleges outside of Ontario besides Seneca and Georgian and Nate? Is there other colleges throughout the country?
Yes, yes, absolutely. We have been trying to grow that. During the pandemic, we realized that there was a need all across Canada. So as well as our bursaries that we have with the opticianry program at Seneca, we started one with a 5-year commitment for Douglas College as well. So it's 3 separate awards, one for Achievement Award for dispensing opticianry, a bursary, as well as a graduation award for a new student that has just graduated.
So I'm just going to go back a little bit, Ruth. You said you started the program in 2018. So that means that the first student is just about to graduate, I'm guessing.
That is correct. We have 2 students that will be just ready to graduate.
That's honestly awesome. Have you kept touch with them, or is just something like you just give them the money and say bye type of thing, or you guys are in constant communication?
No. I certainly try to stay in contact with all of the students and try to at least once a semester give them a call to make sure that they're doing okay. And so far so good. They all seem to really be enjoying the programs and thriving.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm sure they're going to be great ambassador as well for the Optical Group down the line.
As part of your giving back, I understand you support some of the local initiatives in your area where you live and have the office.
Oh, yes, we do. We've been supporting Whippy Soccer Girls CSL team for quite a few years.
Nice.
We've actually supported the same team for a few years, so we're getting to see these same players grow up. We love to go to the games and their tournaments. Things have changed a little bit over the past couple of years with COVID and everything. So, the game schedule has been a little bit different, or they always can't have people there, but we try to support them as much as possible. And we've signed on to do it again for 2022, the same team.
Very
so
nice.
We're watching these young ladies grow up and thrive in sports.
I mean, honestly, this is just fantastic. But let's get to the meat of it a little bit, Ruth. What does the Optical Group do for their members? What can they expect when they become a member of the Optical Group?
Well, these independent business owners, the optometrists or opticians, they still operate their own business and maintain that independence, but they benefit from the supports and services and programs we offer. They can choose some or they can choose all. Obviously, the main one is the consolidated billing group purchasing, because you combine all your purchases into one simple statement with one payment, and you get to see all your savings and discounts on that statement. We negotiate with over 120 vendors, so the member doesn't have to. We also offer website and digital marketing, and there's different service options, different vendors and prices to meet needs, and social media, SEO, our exclusive discount and rebates, which I already touched on. We try to come up with very unique programs with different vendors, and that's what I'm working on right now to have even better offers. Training and education, access to free business education through the associations and the programs that we do, webinars and events. And we also have private labels in contact lens and 2-in lenses. And these exclusive private labels give you an edge over your competition. You can increase customer loyalty, and they're certainly priced to increase your profits. We're venturing out into software, office supplies, and we're trying to find other unique ways where we can support independents in their business needs as well.
That is a lot. You guys do tons. I mean, as I was mentioning earlier, I'm a member myself, and you guys have been fantastic with me all these years. It's been wonderful. But Lauren, I believe you're a member as well.
Oh yeah, I'm a member, and
that consolidating billing just makes our lives so much easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's interesting that you bring up that particular factor because over the years when I would look into joining a buying group, and I would say, well, why do I need it? I negotiate my discounts. I like to play the game when it comes to, paying monthly to the vendors and that, which is a big job because, I have a fairly busy practice and we deal with so many vendors. So that's a lot of phone calls back and forth when you're trying to straighten out payment programs, things like that. And I thought that if I joined the optical group, that I would lose my autonomy and lose this way of the way I like to do business. But as it turns out, I found out when I started speaking to Ruth and then I joined that I can still control my payments. Because as you know, with our industry, we have a lot of credits back and forth with frames and that, and sometimes frame companies don't credit our accounts right away, and all of a sudden I look on my optical group bill and I owe so much money to a frame company, knowing that there's a lot of credits that I'm waiting for. And all it takes is one quick little phone call to the optical group, which half the time Ruth answers. Where do you get the big cheese answering the phone? And I would say, Ruth, I don't want to pay this bill. I want to pay 2,000 out of the 3, but I'm waiting for credits. And it's like, no problem, Lauren. I'll take care of it. Within the hour, in the email or through the fax machine, I get a new statement and they've adjusted it. So Ruth, you actually go back and speak to the company and say, hey, Lauren ain't paying you all that until you do the credits. So it's wonderful. So we're still doing business the way we like to do business. So it's really worked out. And then there's companies that I never did enough business with to get discounts from that I now get discounts because I'm part of the larger group. So Ruth, kudos to you on the way you run your business. It's not just cut and dry rules and that's it. You do work with us and you're very flexible.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And, that's the customer care that I think really sets us apart. We try to support each member for their needs, and it's not always the same needs. And a lot of that was brought to light over the pandemic as well, where we realized, there's varying degrees of help. And I have a great team here that's always answering the phone. You need a vendor number, you're missing something, you just have a question, just give us a call. And myself and the girls are always here to really help out. And
well, I want to say something about what happened during the pandemic. A lot of us independent owners, when we got shut down for the first time, a lot of us panicked a little bit. Oh my gosh, we have rent to pay, we have bills to pay and everything else. And the optical group stepped up in a way that nobody else did. And sincerely, thank you so much for doing that on my behalf and everybody else I'm sure that's out there right now. You guys first stopped the fee for the year. You guys took care of all the bills for a certain amount of month, and I'm going to let you precise that amount of month because I can't remember exactly on top of my head right now. But you guys were such a big help to independents. And honestly, I don't know if a lot of us would have been able to get through this without your help. So thank you again so much.
Well, again, I appreciate that. I certainly can't take, all the kudos for that. When this pandemic first hit, it was just such a shock. And our first thought was, how can we support these independent business owners? We knew we had billing coming in. We knew everybody had to completely shut down. It wasn't appointment only or, reduced people in the stores. At that time, it was complete closures. And we knew that we really had to come up with a solution. So we did come up with a member relief package. I think initially it was for 3 months. Back when this pandemic started, we weren't sure how long it was going to last. We kind of added that over, and it was really, you could split your billing, you could delay it for 90 days. And we really tried to work with each member that called us that needed to use this so that they could all come out of this together. I'm proud to say that all of our members stayed in business throughout this pandemic. And I felt that was a great achievement, but I do need to add that we couldn't have done that without the support of our vendor partnerships. I reached out to some pretty big vendors and asked for some accommodation for the optical group and our membership so we could offer this relief to our members, and they all were very accommodating and certainly happy to work with us. We did make a point of paying all the small Canadian suppliers, so the small companies, on time every month, because we knew that they would be struggling too, just like the independent owners.
That's great. So there, you went to bat for us. That's the bottom line here. And this
That's what we're here for. Yes.
Yeah, and then just mentioning that you tried to make sure that you paid the smaller vendors. I think that's really cool because you understood their challenges too, that they needed cash flow. And we know the big guys, you know, they have bills to pay too, but they could handle supporting the Optical Group, supporting us. So I think there you go again, seeing all the different sides and seeing everybody's challenge during the pandemic. And who knows what we're in for coming up. You know, the pandemic has not gone away. And maybe I shouldn't have brought that up because why be a buzzkill here where you're talking about how wonderful everything's been. But we're not out of it yet. So again, we're going to all have to work together and get through this.
So saying all this, Ruth, with all the project that you guys have done the past couple of years and everything else, what's next for the Optical Group? What's in for 2022 for the Optical Group?
Well, I do have a few plans up my sleeve, but that remains to be seen in January. Right now, we're really just working with our vendors, as I had mentioned earlier, for improved discounts, better programs, specific exclusive programs for our members, and you'll see some new stuff in the new year.
Oh boy, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Anything that can enhance my business and enhance my bottom line, and I think that's the goal here. So at the end of the day, the bottom line of being a member of the Optical Group is that it enhances our bottom line and it really simplifies things by, just this one check or Visa or whatever we pay at the end of the month. So as independents, we're busy as we go. So I think just the one billing is a huge factor, but saving money, helping me make more money, I think that's the number one benefit of being a member of your group. So that's really cool.
Yes, and it's almost like you have another team member because you have the team here if you need support in any ways, if you have questions, if you need help with something, if you need a recommendation, we're always here to help out any way we can.
It's funny you're saying that, Ruth, because I'm hearing Lauren this side of the story, and then I'm like, yeah, he's right. I mean, it helps our bottom line and helps us. But the best thing at the end of the day for me is every time I call, I get called with a smile. They remember my name. If it's not you, if it's one of your staff, you guys remember exactly who I am every time. I feel like I'm part of something. And to me, that makes a difference. I don't feel like I'm a number. I'm just not an account number for you guys. And
so
that
true.
is awesome.
And while we're giving kudos to you, I got to say, because I've been so involved in the profession for so many years, I'm very passionate, not just about my business, but about our profession. And the Optical Group has been there for the Ontario Opticians Association, the Opticians Association of Canada, we know that. You've just been there, and that's you supporting the profession. So you're not just supporting the business side, but you're actually supporting our profession. And we need that support from people like you in order to keep going forward and so that we can advocate on behalf of opticians and make sure that we stay a viable profession. So on that note, again, I have to thank you because it's been years of support. And we're pretty sure you're going to keep supporting us in the years to come, we hope. And we hope we give you value also in giving you exposure to our members through our shows, through our social media and podcasts, So I want to thank you on behalf of opticians right across Canada for helping support our actual profession.
Well, thank you. Yes, we do support the Opticians Association of Canada and the provincial chapters, and obviously the Ontario Opticians Association. We have for a long time and will continue to do so. We see great value in supporting the associations because really we're supporting the eye care community as a whole. That is important to us.
Well, if anybody that does not know the Optical Group or not a member, they can definitely look you up on our website. But maybe you can give us the way they can contact you as well directly?
Oh, absolutely. We have different ways. You can call the office, obviously, anytime. There's always someone here to answer, 1-800-263-0010. You can email our info at the opticalgroupcanada.com email, or you can hop on our website at www.theopticalgroup.ca, and you can just check us out. But there's also a way to request more information on the website as well.
Yeah, and just to make a note, when we do publish and release the webcast, we will have your contact information on our website where people can download the actual podcast. So Ruth, I really want to thank you for taking the time to speak with us today. It's great. It's great whenever we get to sit down and talk with you. And again, I want to thank you for all you guys do at the Optical Group supporting us. And I want to wish you all the best for the season and all the best for 2022 and much success and most of all, health. I'm sure, Martin, you agree with how grateful we are for Ruth and what she does.
Well, it's kind of hard to add to what you just said there, but thanks for taking all the words away from me. But yeah,
as usual.
as usual, exactly. But yeah, thank you again so much, Ruth, for being here today. I'm actually really looking forward to seeing you in the new year, hopefully to a live event and not just online. Fingers crossed, it's going to happen. And thank you again so much for being such a big part of the OOA.
Well, thank you both. Obviously, best wishes to both you and your families at this time. And I really appreciate seeing you. I've missed seeing you guys. I think we're used to seeing each other at industry shows, at Academy and things. And it's been a tough 2 years. I really miss going out to see my members and everybody in the association. So I really hope things can start improving in the new year.
There you go. Thank you. Take care, Ruth.
Bye-bye.
Well, Martin, that was certainly enlightening. We've always known some facts about the Optical Group, but it's nothing better than hearing it directly from the head honcho at the Optical Group.
That's right. I mean, there's a lot of services that they have that I probably knew about them, but I just never utilized before. And now I'm just gonna have to do my research a little bit more and then try to take advantage of all these services they're providing.
Yeah, you said it. I think we should take advantage. They're there. We should be taking advantage of it. It just makes our lives easier running our businesses. So I'd just like to say that this podcast was sponsored by the Optical Group, and we really appreciate them. Great sponsors, as we said, of the profession. And we wish them well in the upcoming year. And Martin, I want to wish you well in the upcoming year and all the best. It's been a pleasure working together this year.
Thank you, Lauren. Same feelings going your way. It's been a great year. Fortunately, it comes to an end for 2021, but we're looking forward to 2022 with a big smile on our face and lots of hope.
That's right. Okay, Martin. Well, you take care and stay safe. Everybody out there, stay safe, and we wish you all a successful, healthy, happy 2022. Take care, Martin.
Take care, Lauren. So
Bye-bye.
Until next time on See What We See with Lauren and Martin.
Thank you for listening to See What We See. This podcast is brought to you by the Ontario Opticians Association. For more information or to become a member, go to our website at www.ontario-opticians.com. For all the latest updates, follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Ontario Opticians Association, on Twitter, OOA_Frontline, and on LinkedIn, Ontario-Opticians-Association. Don't miss an episode of See What We See and subscribe to this podcast on your favorite streaming service. Thank you from the Ontario Opticians Association, the voice of opticians for 75 years.